Our brains aren't the best to-do lists. To bring up a quote by David Allen, our brains are for having ideas, not keeping them. Therefore, things that we need to do are often lost in the muck of our memory. Always forgetting what we have to do is extremely detrimental. It can decrease our productivity, our education level, our trustworthiness, our reliability, and many more things. So, to make sure one can remember everything they have to do, people use to-do lists. To-do lists can be apps or paper, but the main idea behind a to-do list is that you are putting your tasks into a reliable system that is much better than entrusting them to our brains. Through offloading these nagging tasks into a reliable and trustworthy system, you will no longer have to stress and worry about them because you know they're in safe hands. It leaves our brains free to ponder other things and more important things. Having systems to support you while you're not functioning at 100% is essential, and a to-do list is one of them. In this video, I will show you how you can build a to-do list, and more importantly, how you can make sure it gets done. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. One of my goals this month is to hit 20 subscribers, and we're pretty close. Just check if you're subscribed. Chances are that you're not. So please subscribe if you enjoy my videos. So anyways, let's get started. The first debate I should cover is what one should use, an app or paper to-do list. All I have to say on this matter is, to be honest, is it depends. Using an app or a paper to-do list is a very personal matter, and I can't say for sure that using a paper to-do list or an app will be best for you. One thing to keep in mind is if you choose to use a paper to-do list, is that it should be located somewhere easy to access. What I mean by this is that your paper to-do list should not be a random sticky note that you'll lose in the next 5 seconds. Instead, track your tasks in a planner or perhaps a little notebook you can keep in your pocket. Just make sure whatever you choose is portable and easy to access whenever and wherever. The other thing you need to be wary of, app or paper, is that to-do lists can get unorganized. Nothing is more demotivating than coming through a mile-long to-do list to find something to do. You should go through your to-do list and often and cut down and organize all the tasks on there. I'll go into more detail about how you can organize your tasks in a moment. Basically, you need to make sure that the things that you put on your to-do list actually get carried out. Otherwise, a to-do list is just a meaningless checklist, and you'd be better off without one. One thing that I find contributes heavily towards tasks on your to-do list not getting carried out is if the tasks seem really imposing. There's usually 2 reasons for that. If a task is super vague and confusing, or if the task is super big. Luckily, there's solutions for both of these. First one I'll tackle is a vague or confusing task. Make sure that all the items on your to-do list are specific. A bad example is study for test. A good example is do flashcards for chapter 4. Take a vague or confusing task and you can make it more specific by adding detailed steps so it's easier to carry out when it comes time to do so. Second one I'll tackle is if a task is super large. Break a large task into bite-sized subtasks. Having a large task is equally as confusing because you won't know how you can carry it out. I find that often tasks that are really imposing actually have a foot in both reasons. They're both really large and indistinct. Now, we can move on to actually setting up your to-do list. If you've never set up a to-do list before, you'll want to start by brain dumping all your tasks onto a random piece of paper or a random note. Check through all of your tasks, and if any of them are too unclear or too large to tackle, sort through those first and make them more distinct or break them down into subtasks. After that, you'll want to start to organize your tasks. I'd recommend you to organize them the way your calendar is organized. What I mean by that is this. So I use calendar. Within it, you can add different calendars and color code them differently. For example, I have a calendar dedicated specifically to school-related activities like studying, homework, etc. A Reminders, which is a to-do app that I'm planning to switch to after my planet runs out, which is at the end of 2020. I have a few different lists set up. For example, the calendar I mentioned above is color-coded orange, and so the respective list for it is also color-coded orange. All of my school-related tasks are dumped onto that list. For an adult, your list may look like work, personal, family, and financial, etc. The point is that you choose different lists that cover all the tasks that you have. Another thing that organizing by list does is allows you to batch your tasks. Batching your tasks allows you to save up cognitive energy to make sure that you don't have to switch gears as often. And you'll see in the last step what I mean. After organizing by lists, you'll need to organize by priority. When I say priority, I mean true priority. You can't have 10 different priorities. It doesn't work that way. You have to be really choosy with what you place at the top. Filter them through with how important they are to you, your job, and or your education. You want to make sure that your top priorities are tasks that contribute the most towards your personal growth. Things like working on your goals or learning. These things should be marked with the highest priority. After building your to-do list, you still need to complete the tasks on it. The best way to make sure you actually end up carrying out the tasks on your to-do list is to schedule your tasks. If you don't already schedule your day, it's a must if you want to be really productive. I've covered scheduling your day in other videos, so I'll link one of them in the cards for you to check out. I mentioned earlier that lists help you batch your tasks, and when you're scheduling, you ought to batch to-dos with a similar mindset. For example, you could batch creative tasks in the morning and do less creative work in the evening. Another thing you need to keep in mind while making your to-do list is that you need to add in a little buffer time. You can't exactly plan for everything in life, so adding in buffer time lets your life flow a little smoother and levels out the unexpected bumps in your day. Another thing I'd recommend you to do is to have your to-do list prepared the day before. I find that having my to-do list prepared the day before allows me to wake up with intention and know exactly what I'm going to do next at every moment. Having a to-do list makes my life flow a lot smoother. It keeps my mind free. And with the techniques I mentioned above, I'm able to organize my life and make sure that everything that needs to get done gets done. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. This tells the YouTube algorithm that you enjoy my videos, and it will push it out to other people. This also helps me keep track of what my audience likes to see. And share this video with your family and friends if you found it helpful. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't thank you guys enough, and I'll see you guys in the next video.